Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. Hey, what's up? Sorry I'm late. I got here when I wanted to. Sorry I'm late. I got here when I wanted to. Try using that one this week and see how well it goes over with everybody. So the other day I was watching Andrew Martin Energy, and he said that, and I've heard him say that before. Hey guys, sorry I'm late. I got here when I wanted to. And his humor and laugh are infectious. So if you have not ever checked out Andrew Martin Energy, be sure to do that. So much Andrew energy right now in my life. It feels really good. But yeah, I loved that. I just love the whole damn concept. I'm sorry I'm late. I got here when I wanted to. Like, quit demanding of my schedule, of my time. Now, I know that's like ridiculous if you have a job and you have to be there at a certain time or whatever, what have you. But a lot of stuff in your life, you have to admit, like, you could maybe be a little bit more lax about it, or just kind of like do it when you felt like it or showed up when it was right for you. So if you can reduce your time constraints, or really it's people's demands of your time, do so, because it feels so good. My mom and I always cleaned offices together, and we would have to meet, and I just hated having to be somewhere to meet her at a specific time. So now that it's just me, like, I'm sorry that my mom was in a motorcycle accident and completely dislocated her shoulder. I'm sorry about that, but I'm just saying, one benefit for me has been now I clean the offices by myself, and I can just do it whenever the hell I want to. Sorry, Mom. I love you. Okay, so welcome back to week 4 of Ho Herb Oracle. We have an herb of the week each week for 2020, and this week the herb is marshmallow. Althea officinalis, one of my favorite plants. Like, I dedicate so much space to it in my garden yard. My garden yard. Like, where is the garden? I don't know. It's everywhere. It's on this corner of the house, that corner of the house, that patch over there. I don't really have like a garden, but it's a yard garden. It's a garden yard. It's just everywhere. But I have a huge patch of marshmallow. I have encouraged it to grow in like 4 other places. Now, why the hell would I want something growing everywhere? It's basically like its own apothecary. Like, whatever's screwing with you, like, I feel like it can help you by soothing you. It's a great anti-inflammatory. I need it in my life because, like, even right now my mouth feels a little dry. Like, must have a dry constitution. And marshmallow is very moistening. It helps like lube up all parts of you. It's good for gastrointestinal distress. It's dry throat. So I'm drinking some right now. I'm just smelling it. So I have roots that like I keep adding water to. So like this is like about the 4th or 5th day, and they're starting to smell a little earthy, a little sour, but they are incredible. So my favorite way to use them is I dig them up and then I freeze them. So they're pretty much fresh going in the water, but you can dehydrate them. You can make tea out of them. It can be used as a ground powder. There's just so much you can do with marshmallow, and I will be doing a nerdy I'm gonna do a marshmallow podcast for Herbal Marie. So I've gotten most of my books marked, with all the information and finding all the fun nerdy factoids about marshmallow, and I'll be doing that this week, or at least before the beginning of next week. So anyways, I'm drinking cold marshmallow water today. It's so moistening, it's slippy, it's emollient. She is a gorgeous queen. I mean, she is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful plant. Her leaves are like velvet. And I'm not over exaggerating. Like, the fairies must use marshmallow for their skirts. I mean, absolutely. It's literally her. She feels like velvet. Her flowers are beautiful. You can use all parts of it, all parts of her, slimy to some extent, the roots mostly, but yeah, the flowers too. I mean, if you go eat, you can eat them, but be prepared. It's going to be kind of weird slimy for you. Weird slimy for you. All right, so I got a stack of cards here for our Herb of the Week marshmallow. And what's interesting to me, like looking back, what book am I reading? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I got 5 cards, plus I got the nerdy card out of the nerd folder. So I have 6 cards. What's interesting to me is I got these cards ready on Friday, right after, Friday afternoon, like right after I finished, what did we have last week? Calendula. And I was like, dang, like, don't you want to like give a day's rest, like in between plants? And I was just like, I don't know, like I just felt like gathering and getting ready. And then it so happened, like looking back over the weekend, what a brilliant thing for me to do for myself, because yesterday was crazy. Saturday was also kind of, I mean, the weekend really, like I was glad that I have these ready. So hopefully I got them all. I went through all my decks looking for them. So I have a nerdy card. I have a tarot card from the Herbal Tarot. She is the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, I'm not joking you. Marshmallow is queen. Then I have a card from the Illustrated Herbiary called A Spoonful of Sugar. I have another tarot card, the Two of Water from the Herb Crafters Tarot. The Hedge Witch Botanical has a nice sketch of marshmallow. She's representing adversity on this card. And then finally we have one from the Magical Herb Oracle. Marshmallow is the oracle for compassion. So we have some great cards to discuss today. We'll dive into the books, of course, for Marshmallow. And it's going to be a great week here at Ho. Today we're going to talk about the Herb of the Week. Tomorrow we'll do a tarot layout. Wednesday we're going to manifest more appreciation. Yeah, baby. Then Thursday we'll hang out with the tree guides. And then Friday we can attempt another live stream. Although last week it was like fail on Instagram. So Insta fail for sure. And then I went over to Facebook and I went live there. So I don't know, like Thursday, well, fingers crossed. I am going to try Instagram again because more people show up there. But Ho is on Facebook too. Maybe if you want to follow both pages, Instagram and Facebook, and then wherever I go live, you could show up. I could pull you some cards. It would just hang out for an hour-ish. So let's talk about Marshmallow. I love it. I mean, I need her in my life. So yeah, I sprinkled her seeds in like 1, 2, 3, 4 other places last year. Like I was like, I will never be without you. I love you so much. I mean, woo. So if you have never tried her, I'm gonna tell you everything that I know, and we'll look at her from an oracle perspective. Then you can listen to Herbal Marie's Nerdy podcast, and I really think that like you will love her too. And if you don't love her conceptually from just hearing about it, try her in your life. I just feel like everyone needs her. Yeah. Now, I know it's not right to push your views on other people, but I think you need a little marshmallow in your life. She's so sweet. She is so sweet. So let's just look at this nerdy card. This deck is called Herbs and Medicinal Plants Knowledge Cards, and I found them probably online, Amazon. They come from Philadelphia, PA. The Herbs and Medicinal Plants Knowledge Cards. And it's got a great illustration of marshmallow, and you can see her little seed pods and her seeds and like what the inside of her flower would look like. It's a great botanical drawing. It is a perennial. It grows 3 to 4 feet in height. It says, I've seen it taller. Abundant and showy rose-colored flowers. So, I mean, if you've ever seen like a hollyhock, this is like a smaller flower than that, but they're like cousins. I think they're cousins. Yeah, because they have like pretty much similar medicinal stuff too. All right, focus. It grows in wet and marsh areas in Eastern Europe, cultivated in North America. Because of its soothing, mucilaginous properties, marshmallow is applied topically to treat burns, skin wounds, and other irritations. Marshmallow tea is an effective gargle, and a decoction is an effective eye wash. So it's very gentle. Other preparations treat digestive and urinary ailments. So if your piss is on fire, get yourself some marshmallow. It has some culinary uses. The earliest known form of what we call marshmallow, like a marshmallow, was made in France by beating in the juice of the marshmallow mixed with eggs and sugar. It was called pâté de guermave. That's so not how you say it. AKA marshmallow paste. Today, the confection is produced commercially from gelatin and sugar syrup. So yeah, today's marshmallows suck ass compared to the way they used to be made. I have made homemade marshmallows using some marshmallow tea. Actually, it was really interesting. I used aquafaba, which is do you know chickpeas, garbanzo beans? You take the liquid that the beans were in, like from the can, that's aquafaba. Look it up if you've never done anything with it. Like, it's a vegan secret, but you can basically make homemade marshmallows with aquafaba that are vegan. So, I mean, they're pretty good. So, yeah, like I boiled some marshmallow roots with the aquafaba liquid, and then added like some probably maple syrup, and then you whip it in the stand mixer, and it is a type of fluff, like a marshmallow fluff. So anyways, if you do want to make your homemade marshmallows, which there's lots of recipes, of course, you can always use marshmallow decoction from the root as your liquid for the recipe. So, and then you're adding in those medicinal properties. So Althea officinalis is what we're talking about this week. I'm so excited that Marshmallow is going to be with me all week, because I drank her all last week. I was like, I love you, I love you, I love you. And so this week it just makes sense to keep on loving her. Just keep on loving the Queen of Pentacles. So I did read you the back of that card, but now these other cards I'm just going to describe to you, and then we'll get into their books. But that is Marshmallow from the botanical view. Now, from the oracle view, the first card that we have is the Queen of Pentacles. And you can tell by her demeanor, she's really calm. She's not freaking out. We're looking at the side view of her. She has a red dress, like in a pinkish hair scarf, like, you know, covers like most, it looks like her hair, but it's actually a scarf. She's got a crown. She's by the sea. She's sitting on some rocks, and she has a pentacle beside her, a disc. So yeah, just, it's a solid, calming energy. Her face is completely like, I don't want to say emotionless, but kind of, you know what I mean? Like, she's not going to be able to get rattled. She's so soothed with everything. Like, you don't see her like scrunching her face thinking about things. She's just really in a state of beingness, and she's by the sea. And yeah, so I can't wait to hear more about the Queen of Pentacles. The Pentacles are like really grounded energy, earth energy to me. And this is the Queen for sure. So that will be really exciting to talk more about that. Now, the next card we have is the Marshmallow card from the Illustrated Herbiary by Maya Toll. This is a fun card. It's called A Spoonful of Sugar. And there's basically like a cake on a cake stand that's on top of five pillows. It's like this pyramid of pillows, like a red one, a pink one, a peach one, a yellow one, and then another reddish one. Like, it's very, like, if you would go into an Arabian tent, and like see all these pillows everywhere, like they kind of look like those colors a little bit to me. But out of the pillows, there's a spatula and a whisk and a spoon, wooden spoon. And so there's this cake stand on the top of the pillows with this beautifully white frosted marshmallow frosting cake. And there's 3 marshmallow flowers as the cake topper. And there's some marshmallow flowers and roots out of this terracotta bowl that's in front of the pillows with a rolling pin. And we'll dive into this message in her book, but it really is, like Mary Poppins, like just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Like, hey, what's up? Life sucks. Let's make the best of it, right? Like, things don't always go exactly as you think that they should, but you could be easier about it. Marshmallow could help you be soothed about it, especially because like you get all stressed and then your body gets inflamed and your knees start to hurt and your skin starts to freak out. Like, marshmallow just kind of comes in and makes everything feel better. Like, you don't need that stressful bellyache. You don't need that anxiety gas. Like, marshmallow comes in and just soothes everything. And the fact that it was originally used to make, a confection, frosting marshmallows, like that slimy slip made it so fantastic for meringues and frostings and stuff. It does impart a message of the sweeter side of life, of the sweeter things in life, and just how you can pretty much add that into every circumstance that you have. All right, so then we move on to the 2 of Water. That's the Herb Crafter's Tarot. Now, I love this card so much. There are 2 hummingbirds. Ooh, 2 hummingbirds and this beautiful water feeder, Artemis energy. And yeah, so Marshmallow loves growing in marshy areas. She loves moisture. She loves like even like a shady, cooler side of the house. She loves full sun. I mean, like, I really have a lot of luck with Marshmallow, and I'm so thankful for it. So we'll see what the 2 of Water has to say with these sweet hummingbirds. Ooh, I love the hummingbirds, right? The beauty that you see in others is the beauty that is reflected from within yourself. So yeah, the hummingbirds have a lot of sweet messages, and I'm excited to hear what the Herb Crafter's Tarot says that we can do with Marshmallow. Really excited then to dive into the Adversity card from Botanical Hedge Witch. Adversity, yeah, I mean that kind of goes back to the cake stand. Adversity, life is going to throw you curveballs and bullshit. How can you make it sweeter, softer, smoother? So there's a great message of adversity. That when we get into that guidebook, we'll get a little na 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 na. Solo Thompson definitely satisfies our inner nerd. And then we're going to end with this beautiful card of Compassion. Okay, so there's a beautiful marshmallow top of the plant, and there's a hand, 2 hands that are cultivating love, I would say. They're sort of making like if you could hold an invisible ball in between these two hands, and there's a little heart. So yeah, getting more softer with life, with your judgments, with your criticism, having more compassion and love for others. Ooh, even the Arcturian message this weekend from Daniel Scranton was trying to look at everyone as an extension of yourself. We're all connected, we're all one, but seeing their pain and suffering, I guess, like, as yours too. I'd have to reread the message, but it basically was like, quit seeing everybody as separate. Like, we're all in this together, and we really do start to need to have more compassion and love and just sweetness towards ourselves and towards others. So more compassion, and that will be our marshmallow. We will gather our affirmations along the way, because I did not have time to pre-make the affirmations. So by the end of this podcast, whatever it is, we will have our marshmallow affirmations for the week. Yesterday, I went to my mother-in-law who just passed away. I went to her house so that my girls could pick out some keepsakes, and it really was a great afternoon. Really thankful for everything she's done for us. But yeah, anyways, that's my excuse for not looking ahead and preparing. But I always love to just show up and see what is handed to us. And Marshmallow is saying that exact same thing. It's like, yeah, you don't know what life is going to serve up. You don't know how the podcast is going to go. You don't know how the day is going to go. You don't know what's going to happen in your work day, what new challenges and projects get sprung upon you. But Marshmallow is like, you know what though? It don't matter what happens. We can be cool, we can be calm, we can be collected, we can smooth out the rough patches, we can soothe ourselves, we can help soothe the energy of others, we can lend compassion through all types of adversity, and really there isn't much that we cannot endure. And it's not even the type of enduring that you feel like you survived. It's just like that type that it's like, really? Ain't no big deal. Ain't nothing gonna get me down. I'm gonna find the sweetness in life no matter what. All right, so let's dive into the Queen of Pentacles from the Spirit of Herbs. This is the Guide to the Herbal Tarot by Michael Tierra and Candace Canton. So I work with this deck over at Herbal Marie. I have permission and blessing to do a podcast for each of the cards. So eventually we will make our way to the Queen of Pentacles. It's going to be a little while, because I think the last episode we did was Strength. And I get to do the Hermit next. That'll be fun. All right, but today we're talking about the Queen of Pentacles. And she is just so amazing. I'm glad that we have one from this deck today. She is Water of Earth, Althea officinalis. And I described to you what I saw, and I will read you from the guidebook now. The Queen of Pentacles is a sensuous woman who is very much in touch with the earth and physical life. She knows how to nurture and care for herself and others. Her pink head covering is representative of her compassion. All right, so we're going to start out with compassion, and of course we're going to end with compassion too, with our final card. But yeah, Marshmallow is definitely a very compassionate herbal spirit. Now, she is wearing a red garment, her dress, and that shows that she is willing to get in touch with physical resources and put them to use. She has the ability to be focused and direct in getting things done. She is the personified Earth Mother and wants to see, feel, touch, and smell life. If advice is needed, she is the wise woman to consult. So yeah, you can tell by looking at her, she's really got her shit together. really calm, but she can be so focused and direct if needed. So she must, however, watch that she does not interfere with others' choices or think that she knows what is best. Otherwise, she will feel drained, empty, ungrounded, and uncertain about her nurturing role. So the Queen of Pentacles must learn how to carry through with her primary responsibilities and when to let go of situations that are out of her control. By observing nature, she will see what it means to be a faithful and loving nurturer. So we have a lot of lessons to learn from nature on how to be a nurturer. So if you want to learn more how to nurture, pay attention and observe nature. And really let people, have their own experiences and figure things out for themselves. Sometimes easier said than done. So the spiritual properties of marshmallow, energetically, like the healing properties energetically, marshmallow root can be used as a means to alleviate grief, fear, and other harsh emotions. It will assist in replacing them with softness, love, and compassion. For those whose healing work has left them with a drained feeling, just feeling zapped, this herb will do much to rebuild inner strength. Be careful not to take into yourself other people's upsets and emotions. Doing so may deplete the second chakra area and the kidneys. So yeah, if you're always taking in other people's issues, problems, emotions, taking their crap into your body, it can really deplete your second chakra, your kidneys. You'll just feel drained. Yeah, because you're overextending yourself and getting into business that you ain't got no business to be in. So, and if you've done like a whole bunch of healing work and you do feel like, oh my God, yeah, marshmallow might just be the energetic herbal preparation that like can help it, like an alterative, like sort of just help you on all levels, soothe you, get you back to where you need to be. And yeah, if you do have a lot of grief, fear, harsh emotions, like anger, resentment, bitterness, just like marshmallow will help soothe the skin and soften rough patches on your skin, it can help these rough emotions. And yeah, we want to soften them up because we want to let love in. We want to let compassion in. So yeah, marshmallow root is a highly nutritive tonic herb. Its softening and emollient qualities are due to its high content of mucilage. It allays inflammations, soothes the mucous membranes, like if your nose is just so dry, your throat is so freaking dry, your mouth is dry. Old people be getting that dry mouth. Get yourself some marshmallow. It cleanses and rebuilds the kidneys and the lungs. For lung ailments, it can be combined with herbs such as elecampane, comfrey, and licorice, or can be added to kidney diuretic formulas to harmonize the action. It can be used for ulcers, difficult or painful urination, cough, and tuberculosis. That's not funny. I'm sorry, I'm just so goofy today. All right, but anyways, yeah, like if you got some serious dry ailments, like I'm just gonna drink some right now. You can just hold it in your mouth and just feel how it's so much more effective than plain water. Yes, you need to try this. So yes, you can use this herb every day in your life, sure. Using it each day, this herbal essence will metamorphose anger and excessive sympathy into inner softness and compassion from the heart. So if you've got anger, or even on the opposite end of that stick, if you're just excessively sympathetic and taking on other people's grief and emotions, like that's an imbalance too. So you need to get a little bit more balanced into just softness and compassion of the heart. I know you think that it's like, yes, but I feel for them. I hurt for them. I ache for them. I grieve for them. Yes, but eventually that will take a toll on your body if you do that all the time. If that's just like your way of being, you can't hear of anyone's adversity without it physically, emotionally killing you and draining you. So Marshmallow could help you find your balance if you're off either into anger or too much sympathy. You can chew a piece of marshmallow root to augment this process. It will give a great sense of greater connection to the sensuousness of life. Really, it's slimy. And help one to feel one's roots within Mother Earth. So yeah, and you can make a decoction if you want to use this medicinally, okay? You can make a decoction from the roots, boil them for a while, and take 1 cup 3 times a day. If you're feeling inflamed, you can make a poultice to relieve external inflammation, infection, and ulcers. I also like to use the fresh roots, like I mentioned, I freeze, and I do not boil those. I just put them right in the water as a cold infusion. But now that my roots are kind of like getting to the point where I might chuck them and get new ones, I'm going to experiment and put them in the blender and just get them real diced up and see how slimy I can get the water. And then I'm going to use it as a hair rinse or on my skin or my bath or something. Like it's like one of those plants, you really want to use it until you've used all of its essence, because I love her so much. I love Althea so much that I don't want to waste her at all. So this card, this Queen of Pentacles, the key words are need to be nurtured and to nurture. To be in the body and enjoy the touch, sights, tastes, and smells. Being practical in dealings. Someone to turn to for advice, cultivating greater respect for the earth, your body, and the food that nurtures you. I guess either or could have went there. So yeah, she's really, really, really amazing. Her herbal allies are aloe and Romania. And she has an affirmation here, so let's see what it is. I feel the joy of being on the earth. I am nurtured and nurture others with my bliss. Oh my gosh. So there I go. There's like, I could chop that up and have 3 affirmations. I am nurtured. I nurture others with my bliss. I feel the joy of being on the earth. Whew. She's good. She is good. And that is why Marshmallow is queen. Yes, I love it when I open right up to the page I was looking for. Like, bam. I'm a book ninja. I'd be opening right up to the page that I was looking for. So a spoonful of sugar is what we're talking about with the Illustrated Herbiary by Maya Toll. Althea officinalis, our herb of the week. Marshmallow. There's nothing Marshmallow would love more than to spend time in your kitchen. This is just such an awesome picture, especially when you, it was awesome on the card. Now opening up the book and seeing it, as big as the page, it's awesome. I love the artwork. Who was the illustrator? Kate O'Hara. Amazing. So Marshmallow will lean over your shoulder, offering suggestions for adorning your salads and thickening your soups. There's no reason for foul-tasting anything, including medicine, declares the grand dame of dessert. She would know, having been at it since around 2000 BCE. Egypt, dear, she'll tell you, a lovely place. I fed pharaohs and gods. So marshmallow has been around for evs. But Marshmallow is not one to dwell in the past. She takes too much joy in bringing ease to the present. So I feel the joy of being on the earth. I feel the joy of being in this now moment. There's much work to do, she says. Digestion these days. She tisks as she sets about creating her latest confection. Call on Marshmallow when you need to soften and rediscover sweetness. So yeah, there we go back to those harsh emotions. Like, have you lost the sweetness of life? Are you just not feeling the love, the sweetness, the compassion? Have you become a little bitter bitch? You need to get some marshmallow in you, honey. So now in this book, she has a ritual and then a reflection for each of the herbs. This is an awesome book, you guys. So her ritual is conscious cookery, and then the reflection is to soften and soothe. So let's read the ritual. Conscious cookery. Any act can be ritual if done with intention. Marshmallow remembers the days when baking and medicine making weren't far removed from each other. In honor of her long history in the kitchen, create a dish that's deliciously nourishing. As you chop and blend, focus on how this food will nurture those who eat it. Allow yourself to picture the vibrancy that will come with each delectable bite. So this is a great reminder, because sometimes we're just very unconscious in the kitchen. We're just slapping ingredients together. We're not really putting our love and intention and mindfulness into it. Like, you have the ability to put in your love and wellness into your cooking, you know? When you make your family food, or just even yourself, you know, it's like, put in your good intentions. When you drink your water, bless it. Bless you, water. Bless every drop of you. Yeah, like they've done studies, like water holds energy. And so if you're angry cooking, I don't know, man, you don't really want to put that angry food and water into your body. You want to be loving and happy and sweet and kind and compassionate with your cooking. You want to be healing with your cooking. You can really use your food as medicine, right? So that's what this ritual is about, being very conscious in your cooking. So it says crafting confections. There's a reason marshmallow confections were the province of pharaohs in ancient times. They were time-consuming and difficult to make. Unlike modern marshmallow revival recipes, which call for only a small amount of marshmallow's root added as a nod to the traditional use of the plant, the oldest recipes call for the sap of the fresh plant, which then underwent a multi-day process before being eaten. So yeah, we be short, cutting, cheating. We just want quick and easy. We don't, yeah, like we've gotten away from preparing our food. It's like a pain, a drag. Nobody wants to do it anymore. Yeah, we need to, Marshmallow's saying, you need to get back in the kitchen and make some magic there a little bit. So soften and soothe is the reflection from Marshmallow from the Illustrated Herbiary Guidebook. Is it a guidebook, or is like, this is a book? This is a book, and it just came with cards. So marshmallow's magic is to soften and soothe. When the edges of life are too much, when you feel raw and scraped, picture marshmallow growing in the moist soil of a wetland, water eddying gently, softening hard earth and loosening what's been stuck. So think about it working its big, beautiful roots into the soil. What can marshmallow help you soften? What rough edges are rubbing at your spirit? So what type of things, this is a great question for contemplation. What do you need to soften within you? Are you a little rough around the edges in a defensive way that's not serving you anymore? Are you too judgmental or critical, self-critical? What can marshmallow help you soften? What rough edges are rubbing at your spirit? Marshmallow is not scared of processes. She knows sometimes there are many steps to a recipe, and that the best flavors are created in layers, step by slow step. So yeah, I mean, in our healing process too, like we have a lot of steps to take as we lead, guide, heal, and inspire ourselves towards having more compassion in our life. So you can't go from bitter to sweet just like that. You can't soften up just like that, but she will help you with the process. And I really do love just the very down-to-earth, logical, practical advice, to really get back in the kitchen, more slow eating, more slow processes. Like, what's the hurry? Really, what's the hurry? We need to sit down and eat together. And I'm totally guilty of that because, like, everybody's just hungry at a different time here. So, like, you just make yourself a snack. We're just a bunch of snackers around here. We're just a bunch of snackers, but like we really do need to come together and have a meal, like a real meal, with some marshmallow fluff at the end of it or something. You know what I mean? Like just coming together, softening the edges, slowing down, and enjoying the sweetness of life. Ooh, well, I'm sorry I'm late. I got here when I wanted to because I decided to slow down and enjoy the sweetness of life. I mean, who's going to condemn you for that? Not me, unless you made me wait. All right, so we're moving on to the Herb Crafters Tarot. This was written by Letitia Guthrie, artwork by Joanna Powell Colbert. And it really is cool artwork. I mentioned like it can have a 3D appearance. Like it looks really pixelated up close, but like you step back and when you work with it under candlelight, it's freaking amazing. So the 2 of water, mallow, Althea officinalis, our herb of the week, marshmallow. She has the message to let love in. Let love in. Soften dry and brittle wounds. Welcome genuine connection. Ooh, that feels good, doesn't it? Genuine connection. Aw, I love having a genuine connection with somebody. I mean, talk about easily letting the love in. So marshmallow grows at the edge of a garden here in this card. The sturdy stalks, heavy with green, soft green leaves, reach up to the bright blue sky. The plant is covered in white flowers with delicate pink centers. A ruby-throated hummingbird suspended in the air nurses on the nectar. Oh yeah, hummingbirds love it. Although I've never seen any at mine. They're so fast. You have to like actually slow down and sit there and watch them. I mean, my little hummingbirds are a bunch of sugar addicts, a little bunch of hummingbird crackheads. They just go straight for the feeder. But in nature, that does not offer sugar water in a hanging variety on the porch. This is food for the hummingbirds. They love the nectar. So there's one hummingbird nursing on the nectar, and another sips from a flower that has fallen into a stone fountain of Aphrodite. Aphrodite? Aphrodite. Even though I was feeling Artemis energy, it's Aphrodite. Okay. Aphrodite reminds us that the vulnerability and sovereignty. She reminds us that vulnerability and sovereignty create relationships that are self-renewing. So a self-renewing relationship is created with vulnerability and sovereignty. Allow yourself to be drawn in by what you love. Mallow attracts many pollinators, delightful hummingbirds among them. Lightness of being fosters an open heart. Ooh, lightness of being fosters an open heart. Growing tall in watery marshlands, mallow shows that when we reach out with a gentle yet steadfast hand, harmonious union follows. Mallow root tea cools the pain. It cools the pain of dry, brittle wounds. Take time to soften your sharp edges. Approach partnership with kindness and emotional stability, and you will experience mutuality. So yeah, that reminds me of the Queen of Pentacles when it said emotional stability, because I don't know, she just really, like I said, looks emotionally like stable, like really, it's so good. But yeah, when we come together with our meaningful, genuine relationships, when we come at them with emotional stability and kindness and the right amount of vulnerability and sovereignty, we can really nurture and create and then keep nurturing these relationships that are self-renewing. They sustain themselves. They feel good. They're full of love because you're allowing yourself to be attracted to that love, and then you're offering kindness, love, and compassion. You're letting the love in. You're letting the love flow. You're softening the edges. You're not some brittle, bitter bitch. And then bam, beautiful relationships with genuine connection. So it does have 3 ideas for crafting with the 2 of water from the Herb Crafter's Tarot. You can draw a heart-opening bath with mallow flowers. Allow your chest to expand as you soak. So you can add this to your bath, whether just adding the flowers or a brewed decoction. You can make a cold infused mallow root tea to soothe a sore throat and ease the rage of bitter emotions. So maybe that's why I've been so chill lately. I've just been drinking marshmallow root like that week that I was raging, or the rose, the rose week. It was good that I got the marshmallow roots out of the freezer after that. I mean, heck, I raged so hard I kind of screwed up my vocal cords a little bit, and who came to my rescue? Marshmallow root for her soothing properties, but little did I realize at the time she was also soothing my hot, raging emotions and helping me release that bitterness. Woo, and then the last way to craft with the 2 of water or marshmallow is invite love into your life. Make an offering of mallow to Aphrodite. So just ask the universe, or goddess of your choice to help you bring more love into your life. It's going to feel good. It's going to be genuine, especially if you do your healing work and let go of the stuff that you need to let go of. You cool down and soften your edges. So we'll just roll right into adversity, since marshmallow is definitely a remedy for things in life that might make you a little bitter. Marshmallow, also called squash malls and mallards, Althea officinalis. Most of the plants in the mallow family are edible, and there are records showing their culinary use as far back as the early Roman Empire, or we've already talked about Egypt. So this is the Hedge Witch's Field Guide. You can identify this plant by its soft, furry leaves that are deeply divided into 3 sections and are similar in shape to maple leaves. And like, for real, they're like velvet. The leaves feel like Mother Nature's velvet fabric. You can also identify this plant by its soft, furry leaves, like we said, or the flowers, usually white, light purple, or mauve, that have 5 heart-shaped petals that bloom in late summer. Marshmallow is a wonderful addition to a witch's garden due to both its beauty and beneficial medicinal qualities. When adequately watered, it will grow up to 4 feet tall and will attract pollinators to your garden, especially butterflies. Marshmallow is a perennial, so choose a permanent spot for it before planting. And yeah, if you have a patch of land that just never seems to dry out, there you go. There you go. That's where it should go. That's where it should grow. It will be happy there. Marshmallow's flowers, leaves, and roots are edible. The entire plant, especially the root, produces an emollient mucilage, and the leaves, flowers, and roots are all employed in traditional herbal medicine. So if you really want to go for the slime, you got to get the roots. But you can't dig up your plant until you have like a bunch established, you know. It will drop seeds and hopefully come back, but you know, don't over harvest until you're good. You're good on the stalk. All right, so what can it be used for? We've already talked about this. It's used for irritation of the mucous membranes, and you can use it as a gargle if you have a sore throat or dry mouth. If you have a sore mouth or gastric ulcer, marshmallow root. Now, marshmallows, those sugary confections that we roast on sticks or put in our hot chocolate, were once made with this sweet, viscous liquid that comes from the roots and leaves of the mallow plant. So yeah, that's one reason to make your own marshmallows. If you're feeling frisky in the kitchen, feeling adventurous, make some DIY homemade marshmallows and incorporate this beautiful herb in it. So marshmallow, Althea officinalis, is extremely hardy and often thrives in times of scarcity, when food crops are destroyed or failing. And so that is why she picked adversity as the oracle message for this plant. So yeah, it'll grow for sure. She goes on to say, in areas that have been sacked with crops burned and the land ravaged, the mallow will still grow. Like, I've even seen common mallow growing out of the fire pit. Yeah, like, it's really like it's first responder. It's like, okay, we're back here with new life. Yeah, mallow is amazing. Historical records show this plant as a saving foodstuff for those in dire need. In modern-day Syria, it has been reported that displaced people and refugees have been able to forage and eat mallow. So I actually like eating the common mallow leaves. They're not as furry and velvety as Althea officinalis. I like to eat common mallow in a salad or just standing in the yard. I don't do that with Althea because it is like chewing fabric for me. But her common mallow, her relation, the common mallow that you'd find just in the grass or, I love eating that leaf as well. So through the creation of various sweet confections, this plant is a reminder that sweetness can arise from even the direst circumstances. She thinks that marshmallow is associated with the tarot's Four of Swords, which would mean it would carry an important message about rest and self-care. So we have the Two of Water, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and now this card is suggesting that as far as tarot goes, the Four of Swords energy could come in here. Because yeah, she is all about recuperation and taking care of yourself and softening and slowing down and resting. So the message says, weathering adversity can sometimes require brute strength, but more often it is prudent to take on challenges one step at a time, never forgetting that to do your best, you must be at your best. Remember the marshmallow and its ability to grow from the ashes. So that is awesome to me because I have seen mallow grow out of the fire pit or close to it. It's like, geez, like we just burnt there, and yeah, here comes the mallow, like being like, what, bitch? Like, what? It didn't affect me at all. Like, I'm still ready to soothe this out, cool it down, and keep on going. So yeah, that is adversity. If you found yourself in if you got some adversity, just remember to take one step at a time. Yeah, and you do need to take care of yourself and rest and heal. If you want to be your best, you got to feel your best. I mean, for sure. So take on the challenges one step at a time. And sweetness can arise from even the worst, most drab, bleak situations, even in times of bitterness and sadness and anger and grief. And I'm thinking of like when relationships burn to the ground, when the tower falls, right? The Four of Swords, the Two of Water, and the Queen of Pentacles can show up and soothe the situation, find the sweetness, and rebuild from, a really soothed place. Like it just calms the inflammation down and allows you, like they said, to find the sweetness again in life. Isn't she so sweet? I think that's like another reason why I really wasn't being so hard on myself to get here today. Like, because I knew that marshmallow would just like kind of smooth it out. There was no stress with this herb. It certainly wasn't dandelion and asking us to manifest to abundance. Like, really? This week is going to be chill. This week, it's like, slow down, appreciate things. We're going to manifest more appreciation on Wednesday. Like this week, it really is just kind of cultivating some good vibes within. And I love the self-care. I do. I love the self-care, and I love the compassion. So in my personal life, over the years, my guides have had to definitely work with me quite a bit to cultivate compassion. Not that like I wasn't a nice person, but like yeah, I really like was a little bit insensitive, especially in my younger years. I did acquire I'm rolling my eyes so hard, looks like I'm having a seizure. I did acquire quite a bit of bitterness in my 13-year-long marriage, right? So I love this herb for so many reasons, not just my old lady dry mouth, okay? Not just for that. I mean, she really has helped me on an energetic level, and I appreciate and adore her for how she makes my body feel. I don't even think I could go a winter in Pennsylvania without her because it's so effing dry in the winter. The furnace runs all the time. It's just really dry. And I guess like you could experience that in other climates too. But in the winter, it just seems like I need Althea. I need Marshmallow. Not just for this week, but for like pretty much every single week in the winter. So we're on our final card, and we're gonna talk about compassion. This is number 12. This is a beautiful oracle card from the Magical Herb Oracle by Sherilyn Darcy and illustrated by Dear Dandy. Really great. Really beautiful. And yeah, compassion. The oracle meanings of this card is to trust your inner feelings and let them lead you a little more strongly. Spiritual energy will be very high, so perhaps fulfillment or illumination in this aspect of life will be easier to obtain. This card also comes in to say this is a time of giving, of looking out for others and taking a more supportive role. Remember that the more you give, the more you will receive, and in ways that may be not apparent in the first instance. It says listen more than you talk. It says, look, you need to listen more than you talk. You need to give more than you take. And you need to bend a little more than usual. Ooh, so this message of compassion, it's great to remind us all that, what we give, we do receive. And yeah, why not give more than we take? It feels good to give. And actually, like psychologists always be talking about how, when they study the brain, when you give, it really doesn't know if you're giving or receiving. Like when you receive a gift, it's the same, it lights up the same part of the brain. So that's why giving feels so good, because it lights up the exact same part of the brain that gets lit when you receive a gift. It's literally the same thing in the brain. So whether you're giving or receiving. So that's why it feels so good to genuinely give. Not giving out of obligation or because you've been guilted into it for the holidays. Not talking about that. I'm talking about like, I really want to give you a gift, so I'm going to give you this gift. And then it feels so good in my head because my brain, it doesn't know whether it gave the gift or received the gift. It just knows it feels good. That's genuine giving. So give a little bit more than you take, than you normally do. Bend a little bit more than usual. Listen more than you talk. Right? Be the nurturer. See in what small ways you can add compassion as you look out for each other, look out for other people, and take more of a supportive role. So I love that. And I also love that it says that spiritual energy is going to be very high. So maybe when we get this card in a reading, it's like, yeah, you really can step into your heart space, open up your heart chakra. The spiritual journey is all about compassion. Like the more I study different aspects of like texts and different ways of going about spiritual journeys, they pretty much all boil down to forgiveness, love, and compassion. Like, so whichever path you want to take, eventually you're going to bump up against being more compassionate. Like, it's just going to happen for you. So trust your inner feelings and let them lead you a little more strongly. Yeah, so it's just a beautiful, beautiful plant we've talked about today, marshmallow. She is perennial. She does help with dry throats. I love her. I love her. She's native to Western Asia, North Africa, and Europe. Yeah, she can get kind of tall. The flowers appear in the summer on thick stalks. She has very thick stalks. The flowers are usually white or pale lilac, and the leaves are large, round to ovate, cordate shaped, and are covered with a soft velvet down. It's fairy fabric, 100%. So the magical correspondences from the Magical Herb Oracle says you can use it for protection, for psychic abilities, attract good spirits, marriage, persuasion, and calm. So yeah, I mean, we did get that message about, having these beautiful supportive relationships. Yeah, when we're giving, when we're compassionate, when we're loving, when we're genuine. That is what Marshmallow wants to talk about from the oracle perspective. So Aphrodite is definitely one of the deities, as well as Venus and Althea. The planet with this herb is Venus. It's in the signs of Taurus, that's me, Aries, Libra, and Scorpio. And the element is water. Now we will end our podcast with a magical herb oracle spell called the Compassion Spell. And I think this will be fun for sure. But first, do you want to do the affirmation minute? Yeah, let's do the affirmation minute first. Here we go. Hey, beautiful lovelies. This week's affirmation minute is brought to you by the herb of the week, marshmallow. I am nurtured. I feel the joy of being on the earth. I nurture others with my bliss. I slow down and enjoy the sweetness of life. I overcome adversity with calmness and compassion. I let love in and welcome genuine connections. I love these affirmations and I dedicate them all to you. Thank you for your support. I am nurtured. I feel the joy of being on the earth. I nurture others with my bliss. I slow down and enjoy the sweetness of life. I overcome adversity with calmness and compassion. And I let love in and welcome genuine connections in my life. And so it is. Yeah, I think those will do us nicely for the week. Those are some real nice affirmations for the week, for real. I am nurtured. Hell yeah. I feel the joy of being on the earth. Abso-fucking-lutely. I nurture others with my bliss. I would love to do that. I slow down and enjoy the sweetness of life. Yes, if you put a gun to my head and make me, I will do that. Thank you. No, I mean, so sometimes like affirmations might not be something that you do right now, but maybe you want to do a little bit more in your life. Who doesn't want to be able to stand up straight and open up their chest, feel their heart space and say, I overcome adversity with calmness and compassion. That's me, like whenever like shit is hitting the fan and I just announce very confidently, I have phenomenal coping But you know what? It tells my brain I can handle this. And so when you do these affirmations with me this week, you're telling your brain that you can overcome adversity. You're telling your brain that you can be calm. You're telling your brain you can have compassion. You're telling your brain to slow down. You're telling your brain to tap into some bliss. You're telling your brain and your heart space to let love in and welcome genuine connections. So I love the affirmations, I do. And now we're going to do the Marshmallow Compassion Spell by the Magical Herb Oracle. Having marshmallow nearby when you perform spells will encourage good spirits and deities to assist you. So if you've got a patch of marshmallow, of Althea officinalis, that would be a great place to do your spells, to do your meditations, to connect with nature. Maybe that's why I love it and I want it everywhere. The flowers are particularly good for love spells and blessings. Marshmallow is also regarded as an herb of persuasion, and carrying some upon you will make others more likely to agree with you. Good to know. Good to know. I wonder, like, since I've been drinking it for like 2 weeks, like my water body is really greatly infused with marshmallow root. So maybe I can get just everyone to agree with me and do their affirmations and feel real good and start to soften those rough patches in your life. Sometimes it can be difficult to feel or understand the situation of others. This spell will help to open your heart safely so that you can be of more assistance and find what it is they truly need. If you need compassion yourself, this spell will also open the door for compassion to come your way. All right, so you want to do it? Gather together 2 tablespoons of dried marshmallow leaf. So this is using the leaf of the plant. Looking on I don't know if I have any left. I might have used all my leaves. I may have, but if you've got 2 tablespoons of dried marshmallow leaf and 1 cup of dried rose petals, gather those along with 2 pink candles, and 2 rose quartz crystals. Okay, got it? You need 2 tablespoons of dried marshmallow leaf. And I think you could maybe do this fresh too. Like if you were listening to this and you have marshmallow leaves in the garden and some roses, I think for sure you can definitely go switch fresh for dried. Absolutely. So you get your dried rose petals or fresh rose petals, about a cup of them, 2 tablespoons of marshmallow leaf, 2 pink candles, and 2 rose quartz crystals. Draw yourself a warm bath and sprinkle in the dried marshmallow leaf and rose petals. Make sure you have chosen a quiet time when you will not be disturbed. Light the pink candles and have them near the bath, and turn off any electric lighting and draw any window coverings. So the spell is simply to lay in the bath with your eyes closed, holding a rose quartz crystal in each hand. And all you need to do is invite compassion into your heart. Sweet son of a bitch. I now really wish that I would have added that as another affirmation. I invite compassion into my heart. Well, you win some and you lose some. But here's the thing. You just got to keep going, right? I can't be too hard on myself. I just missed out on a great affirmation. Too bad. We already recorded. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today and really diving deep into Althea officinalis, our herb of the week, marshmallow. She is here to help us soften up, love up, compassion up, heal up, moisten up. I love her. So thank you so much, Marshmallow. Thank you for the messages of how we can overcome our adversity. We can invite compassion into our hearts. We can do our healing work. We can soften the edges. We can make life a little sweeter by slowing down, by grounding, by opening up our heart spaces and letting the love in. So I am nurtured and I nurture others with my bliss. Keep on feeling good. Do you know how beautiful, one that not only feels, but do you know how beautiful of an energy that adds to the earth when you feel good? When you feel good, you are more loving, you have more compassion. When you feel good, you are more likely to assist and help others. So if you want to add some goodness into the world, then start by feeling good today. So hopefully we're just going to milk this all week. We'll get some appreciation going this week, and yeah, we're just going to feel so good, so loving, and so compassionate all week here at Herb Oracle with our herb of the week, marshmallow.